Hello, good morning. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're an old subscriber, thank you for always coming back. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you for checking my channel out. It's nice to have you here. Are you pregnant? Are you in your first trimester, your second or your third trimester? Are you trying to find out or know different things and informations about what happens when you go into labor or even when you're giving birth, that is childbirth? If these are things that you would like to hear, kindly watch this video to the end. Stay tuned and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Ikma. Welcome back. It's so nice to have you here once again. I'm Ikma, and this video today is going to be about how I went into labor and childbirth, what went down in the labor room and giving birth to my baby girl. It's so nice to have you here today, and let me tell you this is going to be warming video anyways, because I'm going to be dishing out different things and things that you can't even think about that actually happened, especially for a first time mom. So I'm going to be telling us different things that happened according to my own experience. Like I always say, I'm not a health practitioner, I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor. I'm just informing people due to my own experience what actually happened in my own side. So stay tuned. Thank you. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and please try and watch this video to the end so that you can get all the relevant information I'm going to be giving. I'm going to start this channel by talking about the particular day that I went into labor. This particular day, I was kind of energetic, like very energetic, because anyone who knows me, despite that I'm not the type that was actually getting sick or sleeping down and the likes during my pregnancy, but still, when giving birth was actually close, it was tiring. It was somehow, because I kept waddling like a penguin. I can't walk very well. The baby is pressing on my bladder. I get to urinate all the time, and especially when you want to sleep at night. When I want to sleep, let's say, okay, I'm trying to sleep now, it's not so easy to get a very suitable position to sleep. And God, now imagine you've been turning and turning on your bed for like 5-10 minutes before you could get a perfect position to actually sleep. And that point at which you're getting a perfect position to sleep is when you start feeling like you want to urinate. As in, it's not this kind of urinate that you'll be doing smooth, that let me keep it. No, you cannot even keep it. I just want to go to the toilet. So you have to stand up, and all those things. It's very annoying. I don't even know. So I was just waiting. I want my baby to come, and I actually knew that my baby was going to come that week, because in the hospital I was given September 12th as my due date, but this actually happened on September 2. That was 10 days to my due date given in the hospital. And the thing with due dates that you're given is that when you're given a date in the hospital or your scan says this, you have to plan 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after. It could be 2 weeks before the date given to you or 2 weeks after the date given to you. So I already knew that no, my baby is coming this week. That was what I had in mind. So this particular day, September 2, I was super energetic. Come and see. It's not as if I was walking, but I was dancing. Somebody even came to the house to come and visit my husband, and it was like, what is it happening? Because the way you are doing today, as in, I plugged my phone to the sound system, I was playing songs, I was dancing, and I was super energetic. And my husband was also saying, he's like, you're going to give birth today. The next thing that happened was that this particular day, around 11:30 in the night, the visitor that came to our house, I think that was when he left. So I went to bed because I sleep during the day, so I don't get to sleep early. So this particular day I went to bed around 12, and let's say like 30 minutes after, I felt like I wanted to urinate again. I was like, God. And the thing about this urinating is that I had already started noticing incontinence. Like when you sneeze, you notice that a little urine get passed out, or you laugh or something like that. And even when I sleep, at first I thought I was bedwetting, but no, it is incontinence. It's because the baby is pressing on my bladder and I can't really control it that much. So that was why. So I was kind of trying to do some pelvic exercises and all those things that I've learned from YouTube channels, from my from online and the likes, and things that we were told in the hospital to do too. So this particular day, I just woke up to go and urinate. Then I noticed that, what is this? I just woke my husband, and I was like, babe, I beg, let me on light. So before he could press the button to on the light, he just let me use my phone. So as he switched on his phone, the touch from his phone, I just heard psh. Like, babe, this is actually not urine anymore. I think my water broke. And my aunt had already told me, because I didn't see my mucus plug. For some people, they see mucus plug, it gets ejected. The mucus plug is something that a kind of mucus that plugs the opening of the cervix. It prevents microorganisms and other things to enter and harm your baby. So some people actually see that, and when they see it, they know that soon they will go into labor or they will give birth. But in my own situation, I didn't see the mucus plug, and my aunt had already told me that since I didn't see mucus plug, that once the water bursts, I should just try and touch it. It will be slippery a bit. So when I touched it, I told my husband, I said, I'm very sure my water broke. And if you know my husband, two of us are clowns. We just started laughing. I was like, what are we going to do? I said, she already told us that when our water breaks, we should just come to the hospital. So go and get car now. What would you actually think that we'll be doing in this kind of scenario? For someone else or for other people, let's say they'll go and carry their hospital bag. I didn't. I actually went to the bedroom, took a bath, rubbed powder, used lipstick. Oh God, it's so funny as I'm remembering it. And the thing is, I haven't started feeling any contraction. No, I wasn't feeling any contraction, but water broke and the water is trickling out little by little. You get? So one of my sisters came to visit me, and she told me that it is not necessary that you're naked when you want to give birth. You know, for some hospitals, they give you hospital gowns to wear, but here in Nigeria, mostly people just tie wrapper, ankara, or they wear an old shirt or something to give birth. So the woman told me that if I don't want to be naked too, and I don't want to tie wrapper, I can actually go with my own comfortable gown that I feel like using. So after taking my bath with makeup, not really makeup, just powder and lip gloss, I went ahead and wear my skimpy gown that I've been keeping, that no, this is what I want to wear when I'm giving birth. So I wear this gown, tied my scarf, then I went to carry my hospital bag. Imagine. So when I took my hospital bag, I sat down, then my husband came in, then I entered into the car. Up to this point, this is around 1 o'clock. I still wasn't feeling any contraction. By the time we got to the hospital, the nurses were asking, what do you want? I want to give birth. They said, who wants to give birth? Am I not looking like somebody that wants to give birth? It was funny. So they told me, okay, no problem, just come in, and they had to check my vitals. So they checked my vitals. All through my pregnancy, I was on 120/80. It was only once. Yeah, it was only once that my BP dropped to 110/70, thereabouts, yeah. But all through, it was 120/80. My BP was normal because I don't really stress and I wasn't working. I just stay at home. So my BP didn't rise, and I was actually scared. I said it in my last video. I was scared of getting pregnant, giving birth and the likes. And why is this? There is actually something called pregnancy induced, I think, hypertension or something. When people are pregnant, then they have a high BP, something like that. And I think the higher you grow in age, the risk increases. And I had actually been told by a doctor before, because two of my sisters actually experienced this. So I was told, I think I was 26 then, when the doctor told me that, why are you not married? Your family, or let's say your sisters, your mom, they actually have an history of this, and it is best you also get married quickly so that you can give birth. And but I don't have a man. Really, I don't have a man. So what they expect me to do? So it actually added to why I was scared, and I actually prayed about it. And I was so happy. All through my pregnancy, I was on 128. Let me thank God. So when I got to the hospital, they checked my vitals. I was on 130/90. So the nurses told me this BP is still very good. It's because of the anxiety that no, my baby is coming. That was why. That I'm still very fine. They checked my weight and everything, and said, you're fine. Then since the water already broke, they had to check how dilated I am. Now, to this dilation, for a woman to give birth, you have to be dilated to 10 cm. I don't know how I can explain that 10 cm. This is for your cervix, it has to open to 10 cm so that your baby can pass through easily. So at this point, when I got to the hospital and they checked me, I was on 4 cm. So I am not ready to have the baby yet. It's just that the process has started because the cervix has started opening. Do you understand? So they told me to just go and take a bed. They directed me to the ward. Then I had to go. I spread my Macintosh, my wrapper and everything, because I took my own wrappers. I didn't use the hospital bedspread. I took my own stuff from the house. I might have to put a list of what I took to the hospital, because some people are actually asking me for stuff they can use in a Nigerian hospital. So I might have to just put something on the screen and let you know what I took to the hospital. So I spread my Macintosh, the bedspread, and I lied down. At this point in time, we are already around 1:30. I wasn't feeling any pain, no contraction yet. So around 2 o'clock, that was when the contraction started. I already have an app on my phone that I used to time my contraction, because the closer your contraction gets, then it means you soon give birth or something. I don't know how to explain that, but I was actually trying to time my contraction so that I can know. And my husband was beside me. We were talking, we were gisting and laughing, to keep my mind off the pain that I'm feeling. And in the past, I don't know, I might have to make a video about this, my journey with dysmenorrhea, menorrhagia. I actually suffered from both, and growing up, I think that's one of the problem I had growing up as a young lady in Nigeria. I actually suffered from that a lot, and to the extent that if I go to the school clinic then in school, once they check my file, that's what they're treating me for, because I don't really get sick, but the only reason I'm in the hospital is I'm menstruating. Once I'm menstruating, I have issues, you get. So I might have to do a video about that. So the contraction, I was kind of trying to compare it with the pain I feel when I'm menstruating. Who does that? I don't know. I was just, trying to see that. People have been telling me that what you watch in videos, what people tell you, what you read in books is actually different from what actually goes down in real life when you're trying to give birth, and what everybody feels is different. So I was just like, okay, let me try and compare the pain I feel when I'm menstruating to childbirth, so that I can know the difference. So this particular time, I just be like, the pain will come. To go, I will rest. I was still pressing my phone at this point in time. I don't know if my husband had called my mom or something, I don't know. But I sure know my husband, he was there, and I was just praying. I was praying. I had a couple of series of prayers that I already had in mind that when I want to give birth, I'm going to be praying about it. So I just kept praying. I was praying and praying and trying to take it calmly. So that was it. So the next thing that happened was, I think I was there all through till morning, and by 5:30 the contraction had already eaten me full force. I couldn't hold it anymore. Let's say it was like this initially, now it's like this. Do you get? So the contraction, I couldn't hold it anymore. And the funny thing is, all through this contraction, I was going to the toilet to urinate. Ask me why. We were told, or I kind of find out that, I don't know how true it is anyways, that when you're in labor and you want to urinate, let's say your bladder is full, it's best that they use catheter. That catheter is as thick as this pen. Do you see? They are going to pass it into the urethra. Urethra, is that not where the urine comes from? They're going to pass it and just press your belly, and the urine will just come out of the pipe. So you don't have to be standing up. And because of the size of the catheter, no, I don't want them to use it on me. So I just kept standing. And my husband keeps saying, Ikma, please, why are you going to the toilet? Don't let your baby fall out inside the toilet. I said, no, I'm going to do this. But by that 5:30 in the morning, I couldn't hold it. I could not even stand. I just shouted. I was shouting already. I just told my husband, go and call these nurses. Why would they leave me here? Why would they leave me here? Go and call them. I'm ready to give birth. I don't want to do this anymore. They should just take me to the labor room. I want to give birth, because I was still in the ward. So he went to call the nurses, and they said, okay, let's go check how dilated you are now. So I went into the room that will give birth. They checked me, and your baby girl is already at 8 c.m. 8 c.m. But 8 c.m. is still not ready for your baby to come out. So at this point, they checked the baby's heartbeats, they checked my own BP, they were checking my vitals and the baby's own too, and they told me that the baby is already getting stressed, because my water busted since around 12, and we're already in 5:30. It was trickling out, and the water is almost finished. And the thing is, the water is the amniotic fluid. I think that's the water. The baby swims in this. The baby gets its oxygen and the likes from it too. So for the water to have trickled out, it's about to finish. So it's kind of making the baby stressed to breathe. So they had to place me on drip. They placed me on drip to hasten everything, and I think after 3 drips, I took 3. Then what I noticed was there's a room beside me. Another woman is there that wants to give birth, a young lady. And I was hearing her voice, the way she was shouting. So she's about to give birth. I was hearing her voice. And at some point, I just heard her baby crying. And I was like, wow. I kind of took strength from this woman and the cry of her baby. Then they brought the baby to the room I am, because that is where they on lights to check the baby, check the skin for jaundice and the likes. So they brought the baby. I was seeing the baby. I was praying and using it as a point of contact, praying about it, that God just help me too. And after that, they cleaned up the baby. I was hearing the woman's voice again when they were stitching her up, and she had tears. And then when they were done, she stood up, came to meet me. She was like, Auntie, sure I sleep on your left side. I slept on my left side too, like they said, and the baby came out easily. And she kind of prayed for me too, it was overwhelming for me, and I really took strength from what she said. I don't know her from anywhere. I don't even think we've met during antenatal before, but she prayed and I was happy about it. Then I just told the nurses to come and check me too. So when they came, they were like, "Oh, Ikma, your cervix is open now. Once you feel like you want to push," I forgot to mention something. It got to a point I was feeling like I want to pull. I was telling the nurses, I want to push. They said, "No, you can't push. I'm not in 10 cm yet." And for me to push at that point in time, if I push, it's not going to be good for me. It could cause a lot of tears, and I was scared. It's just, I don't know how I can explain this. Let's say you want to pull. You're really pressed and want to pull. They are telling you to hold it and not pull. God. And I also cannot tighten my body. I don't want anything to happen to my baby, you get. So, God. I think that was one of the hardest parts for me, holding it and not pushing when I felt like pushing. Then when the nurse told me that I can push now, God, I was so happy. I just said Bismillah, and I pushed the first time. The nurses told me that I wasn't doing it well enough, and I just tried to remember all the breathing techniques that my husband has taught me. He's a sports person. I don't know if I've said this before. So all the breathing techniques he has taught me, the breathing techniques I learned from my swimming class, and all the things that I've learned, I just tried and breathe in and psh, the baby just psh, as in, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to explain the feeling. Like, I just heard the baby come out, bro, and the baby was crying and tears was coming out of my eyes because it was a very overwhelming experience for me. Like, I actually have my own baby. Really? So when the baby came out, they were cleaning her up and trying to clean me up to check my vitals again. Then they had to stitch me up. Oh God, of everything. I don't know. I think when you have tears, that suture, that stitching up is the hardest part. In my own opinion, I think that is it, because the pain, it's, I don't know how to explain it. I just kept asking the woman, "But you said it's remaining just one stitch. Why are you stitching it again?" She said, "It's remaining one again." When she says it's remaining one, she will stitch that one. I will see her again. She's trying. Oh God! I thought she said it's still one. God! And at the end of it, she just, they checked me. Then the placenta also came out. They gave it to my husband. That's how it's done in Nigeria. They give the placenta to the father of the baby, to go dispose it as they deem fit. Then when they checked me, they said I'm fine. According to my vitals, I'm okay. And they cleaned me up. I had to wear a pad, lady care. I had to wear it to absorb blood, When you just give birth, blood will still be coming out, so you use that to absorb it. And I wear my pants. Then the nurses asked me, "Can you stand up yourself? Can you walk? Are you feeling dizzy?" You already lost a lot of blood, and they want to know how you're feeling, so they can know what to do. So I told her that I'm fine, I'm perfectly okay. Then I can stand up. So I stood up, and believe me, I walked from that place to the ward by myself. Then this is the funniest part. I saw my husband. He was sitting down. He was doing like this, with his eyes open. I'm telling you, I passed in front of him. I was waving, babe. He didn't hear me. I don't know. His spirit has left the hospital. I had to ask him when we got to the house, that baby, what is it? What actually happened? I was calling you, didn't even hear me. Say, I didn't hear anything at that point because I was just in another room praying for safe delivery, because the way I was hearing your voice, I really couldn't hold it. I don't know how I was able to hold it and didn't cry, because really, then it's like the babies that are coming to this world now, they already learn how to suck from heaven, because it's like a reflex for them. When I got to the room, I tried to sit down. They gave me my baby. They already dressed the baby up. you have to go back to your baby in the house. So they gave me the baby to try and breastfeed. I'd already cleaned. During pregnancy, we were told in the clinic that you use olive oil and cotton wool to be cleaning your nipples and the areola side. Try and clean it over and over again, because you can think that you're bathing every day, there's no dirt there. Believe me, it's a lie. You see black things coming out of it, so you just have to make sure you're cleaning it very well, very well. So I'd already cleaned everything during my pregnancy, so I don't have to over clean again. I just cleaned it to see if it is still very clean. Then I gave the nipple to the baby, and sucking reflex. The baby was sucking quite alright. She sucked so fine, and I was like, wow. Then I just had to, after feeding her, I think I ate. I took my drugs. They gave me some drugs, blood to replenish lost blood, and antibiotics for your wounds and everything. So I took my drugs and I just have to rest. Then I slept. Yeah, one other thing I would like to tell expecting mothers, people that are about to get pregnant, people that want to get pregnant, people that are pregnant, people that are about to give birth. From my own experience, what I would like to advise is that once you know you're pregnant, try and go for antenatal. Register in a good hospital, an hospital that you know that you'll be in good hands. As much as I'm saying this, laughing and talking, a lot of things could have happened. Do you understand? Because it's like a life and death situation. Anything can happen at any point in time. But when you're in good hands, I understand that it is God that helps, and it is God that can say amen to your prayers. But still, when you're in good hands, when your doctors are not quack, you're not with quack nurses, they'll be able to take good care of you. You get? They'll be able to take good care of you. So I think the best thing you can ever do for yourself, your baby and your family is to register in a good antenatal clinic, and also make sure you're giving birth in a very good hospital that will be able to take care of you and take care of your baby. I think we've come to the end of this video. Yeah, I finished this video. If this is your first video that you're seeing, if you're seeing me for the first time, you can actually go and check my pregnancy series where there is a place for the first trimester. Then I had the one how I got to know and what went in my first trimester. Then my second trimester, how I was doing in my second and third trimester. How I swam as third trimester pregnant woman, with big belly. There is a video of me swimming in that video with my big belly, then the video of me dancing with my big belly, and series of things, the cravings I had, all those things you see it in my video. You can also check my other videos out, and please try and subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, comments are actually very welcome. Recommendations, what are the other things you want me to talk about? And please, for those that have had children and babies before, you can actually chip in. Let us know what you feel about this video. What are your own experiences? Let us exchange ideas. Thank you very much. I love you. Bye.